it's weird too because there's a bunch of young kids now that are like, "Oh, Eyes Front was our first hardcore show."
That's
a fucking trip,
yes,
man.
Yes.
Where I'm like, what do you mean? So now I'm the fucking old dude.
Here we are, Major League Bowl, Scoped Exposure in person. I'm with a lovely gentleman.
Fellow Winnipegger?
True. Yes. And we just did a chat with Simone and Jude from Winnipeg and Lore as well. But we're gonna talk some Edmonton shit because that's what Chris knows.
Yeah,
Sort of really well. Sort of. Before we do that,
okay,
would you like to select a bet?
You told me about this. I was quite excited. I can't not. So,
You're gonna go for the
Beach Plum LaCroix?
That sounds good. I feel like I need a bit of a pick-me-up, so I'm gonna go after a Big Apple Red Bull.
I've got a sugar-free one in the truck waiting.
Oh, do you fuck with the like? You don't fuck with the flavors, or you're?
I do, but I've been drinking this weekend. So we played last night.
Yes.
We're at this one, and then we're going to the Edmonton show tomorrow.
I
just realized
So I've
we
been
weren't
drinking.
recording, but that's
so I've
fine.
been drinking the fucking huge ones.
Yeah.
It's been like, okay, I gotta drink just sugar free.
Yeah, that's fair. Cheers, bud. So like I said, here with Chris from Ice Front, fellow Winnipegger, Edmonton hardcore. How was your set last night?
It was good. Calgary's fucking kind of crazy, man. Like,
You guys have been doing really well out here.
it's. I hate to tease new stuff, but we
That's what we're here to do.
we stopped like writing Edmonton specific songs, which I kind of feel guilty about. And now it's like, whatever, Alberta or Wild Rose, but
Sure.
I feel bad about just not having an Edmonton line in every other song.
Is there an Edmonton line in
There's quite a
every-
few, yeah.
Okay.
Like dumb little references to like a street or whatever. So
Yeah. What streets are we talking?
Millwoods.
Shout out Millwood. So you born in Winnipeg?
Yes.
And then what brought you to Edmonton?
My dad was in the military, so
Okay.
I lived there for like the first 11 years of my life, and then we moved around a bunch.
Gotcha.
I was living in Cold Lake, which is a fucking loser town
Yeah.
in northern Alberta.
Yeah. Loser Town, cool band name maybe.
And then I moved to the city for a girl, and that ended, and I'm still here.
Well, still there, not in Calgary.
Yeah.
But what made you want to stay, aside from maybe the logistical nightmare of having to pack up and go home?
Music.
Music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started really getting into whatever hardcore and like just more the local scene.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, I can't leave now.
Yeah. It's very interesting because that was kind of like I'm sure a lot of people listening or watching can relate to I moved somewhere because the music scene was bumping, or even if life takes you in a different direction and you're moving somewhere for work or for a relationship, at least you can try to figure out to plug into a music scene.
Yeah,
in those cases.
we could people that aren't into like local music, we call like normies in the
Yes.
band,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like they offer stuff to me all the time, and I'm like, you don't understand. Like I can't just
Where's the
leave.
riffs?
Yeah, there's nothing there.
Yeah, but yeah. So what were some of the Edmonton bands early on that you were seeing?
Time's Tide.
Epic.
I Hate Sex. I knew Curtis was their drummer.
Mm-hmm.
So
pre-
before
pre-Byron.
Byron. Yeah.
Okay.
And then like Slumlord.
Mm-hmm.
We and even when I was
Was
living
it Slumlord Glory Days?
yes,
Okay.
like basement shows and
Yes.
shit. I was still living in Cold Lake, and we would come to the city for shows.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was like a Slumlord basement show with like Fall City Fall or something.
Wow.
And it was like, what
During
the
their
fuck is
fucking
it? Yeah,
peak.
they were on
Yeah.
Victory before Victory was. We're assholes.
Yeah. I think I saw today No Echo posted on their Instagram. It was like they just posted the Victory Records image, and the caption was, "What's the first band you think of when you see this image?"
Mine's Comeback Kid.
Comeback Kid?
But Winnipeg bias.
Yeah, for sure. Mine, I think, is tied between Comeback Kid and A Day to Remember.
Yeah.
But only because
Because
A Day
of
to
the
Remember
lawsuit.
got to
Yeah.
sue them.
Yeah.
So
They finally put him in their place.
yeah. But yeah. There's a lot of great bands that you just listed off from Edmonton, but like all those bands are either disbanded or
Yeah, they're all
gone.
gone.
Yeah, they're all gone.
So
and there's a new wave.
there was nothing for a really long time, man. Like
Like for hardcore specifically.
in Edmonton, yeah. And of course, that's when like World of Pleasure and Mortality Rate are all blowing up. They're like great, and then we'd look at Edmonton. I'm like, oh shit, it's just shitty metal, and
Yeah.
so yeah, it was really bad.
Yeah, but it's almost like, in speaking as someone who spent like half a year in Toronto and got to like see a lot of really cool bands from there, there's definitely like not as much of just like straightforward hardcore out this way.
No.
It's usually like Alberta has like a tint of something.
Yeah,
And
it's similar to like when bands in Buffalo, like they'd have regional sounds. Like Every Time I
Right.
Die claims like the Buffalo sound.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Yeah, but I feel like Endgame and Icefront were kind of coming around at the same time, and like
You were around before us.
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, but I felt like we were both actively playing stuff around the same time, and I think that we're closer on the tree branch of genres than
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
other bands in the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We totally stole your logo too.
you stole our logo.
Oh yeah, we're like, the cool graffiti logo. We're just gonna do that.
I mean, well, shout out to Luca from Second Nature. He drew that for us. That was we Endgame actually has a newer logo because we're doing this whole thing. But we'll still
Are you
put
not
the-
teasing any of that?
I don't know. The amount of people that are going to listen to this are like,
They'll know.
yeah.
if
they'll
you know, you know.
Yeah, yeah. We got. Oh yeah, we'll be teasing that. Yeah. But yeah, that's too funny. Because I wouldn't even have thought twice if you didn't tell me that.
Endgame, Ice Front. Oh, the logo looks cool. Let's just do something similar.
Talking about some music shit. Y'all recently just did a single with good friend of Scoped Exposure, Michelle from False Body. I was bugging Mark because y'all have just been single. I'm
Yeah.
like, where's the full release?
So
What's going on?
we took a little bit of time. We added a second guitar player and had a new bass player come in.
Mm-hmm.
So we took last year to just put out what we had. Where 3 songs can't really do much with.
Yeah.
But now we wanted to play more new stuff. Whole thing. I'm sure you heard about that. But
I haven't, but
we don't need to get into it.
okay.
So yeah, we played 2 new songs, but there's like we've got plans. So
yeah.
there's a few people that have bugged us like, what the fuck, guys?
Yeah, and I don't know, like some hardcore is a genre where there's no technical rules, where
No.
you gotta drop the demo first before you play shows
No.
or do any of that shit. So it's just more like you guys do so well live, and I just want to hear everything all together.
More,
in
yeah.
one, so
Yeah, I this was the last show we'll play a lot of that old stuff.
Mhm.
So
yeah,
it's soon.
soon. That's
I
sick.
fucking hate that. Big things soon.
Big things coming soon. You heard it here first. What else? What's your favorite spot in Edmonton?
For
Anything. Like, you have a day off of work and you just have some
Oh,
time to yourself. Are
my-
you getting food? Are you, like, going to sit
Faro.
in the park? Faro?
Pharaoh's for food, and then probably just hanging out with the dogs.
Or the dog? Do you have a park you hit?
No, big backyard.
Big
so
backyard.
Let them run
A
around.
private park.
Yeah.
That's sick.
That's pretty much it.
How old are your dogs?
Well, they're not my dogs technically, but
Oh, okay.
I'm like stepdad.
Stepdad to dog.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're 5 and 2 or something like that.
Sick.
Yeah, that's what I do. I'm a pretty fucking boring guy.
Just music and keeping it chill.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, that's kind of a vibe. That's what I'm trying to do more of that this year.
I'm
for
getting
sure.
old, man.
Yeah. How old are you?
I hit 30 finally, so I'm getting fucking old.
I'm older than you. I'm 31.
Yeah,
so.
you old bastard.
It is what it is. It is wild to see when you realize, like, oh, you're still getting your high school diploma, and you're writing better riffs than I am.
Oh,
And then you have
dude,
that,
I
like-
know.
That crisis.
It's insane. Like, I mean, yeah. Just my first bands were so bad.
Dude, so bad. I don't know. My bands were also
They
bad.
were awful, man.
Yeah. I
And
do
it-
remember.
It's weird too because there's a bunch of young kids now that are like, "Oh, Eyes Front was our first hardcore show."
That's
a
weird.
fucking trip,
Yes,
man.
yes.
Where I'm like, "What? What do you mean?" So now I'm the
Wasn't
fucking
like
old dude.
Jesus Piece or Knock Loose or something. Yeah, I don't know. It is interesting, but I think a lot of really cool things are happening in Alberta.
Yeah.
And I think that's on the backs of a lot of a lot of different people doing different things.
Yeah.
So it's been it's cool. It's also cool that I think that there's obviously forever going to be the healthy banter between Edmonton versus Calgary, but the fact that so many people from Edmonton are here this weekend and are
Crazy.
actively here for
Yeah.
shows is like really,
Fausto,
really cool to
that
see.
guy's here every show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where he gets the time. You know, Justin's the same way from Pre-Breaker.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I didn't think that there was a soul in Fort Saskatchewan that listened to hardcore. And then because that's where my wife is from.
Oh,
And then
really?
I found that Justin from, like, their old place to his house is like a few streets
Oh,
down.
well, I mean, it's 3 streets.
Yeah. there's not a lot of streets to go around. But
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, he puts in the miles, man.
Mhm.
Even just like going to a show in Edmonton's not easy from Fort Sask.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, it's a trek, but it is, like even this weekend, like Fatal Dose played a little bit ago. They're kind of flying the flag for Lethbridge.
Yeah.
I feel like the one outlier that I just haven't seen a lot of is Red Deer, but
They had a couple.
yeah.
We joke that Red Deer's got a lot of like horrible punk band names. So I don't know what happened to Red Deer, but there's still a few that
Yeah.
just don't
like,
do much.
There are some people, and I have pushed more. Like, isn't that band Umiyokai?
yeah, they're one.
from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was one band that dropped a demo that I was like so excited about. It was Pucker Up. That
Yeah,
was- but
we're
then-
choked about it too.
Yeah. So close, guys. But at least having a good, healthy scene in obviously Calgary, Edmonton, and Lethbridge, like,
Yeah.
that's very cool to see. When's Ice Front going to play Lethbridge?
Soon.
Big things soon.
Maybe by like the end of the summer or something like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys like have a lot of shit planned on the calendar, or?
We have a few things planned that we obviously can't talk about. Not much locally. I guess I'll say that.
Yeah.
So
Where's like? Do you have like a milestone spot that you want to play? Canadian or not?
yeah, we will.
Winnipeg probably.
We already played Winnipeg.
Oh.
Yeah.
With who?
I can't even remember.
It was that long ago.
It was a while ago.
Yeah.
A bunch of the kids from Hopscotch Battle Scars and Means to an End, they were all there, so that was
Yeah.
cool.
Did you get to play the bowling alley?
No.
That's a shame.
I asked for
We
all
talked
ages.
a lot about that on our
Fuck.
little
I
combo.
I really wanted all ages because I have like this cousin that apparently just loves our stuff.
Mhm.
So really wanted all ages. It was at the Handsome Daughter, so they couldn't come because he's
Yeah.
whatever 12. So unfortunately not, but hopefully next time.
Why do you have to be 12? Can you just get older?
I mean, we prefer all ages shows, honestly.
Oh,
like
for sure.
it always goes better.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, like there's a couple spots in Edmonton and Calgary, but like I know that there could be so much more.
yeah,
And I think it's just it's finding the venue that has all ages, but also has like all the right pieces as far as like a little stage,
Yeah.
good sound, like the layout isn't
There-
really weird. It's
like,
in a good part of town.
Back
like,
when hardcore was something in Edmonton, however long ago that was, when JFK would put on like hall shows, and I don't know what happened. I know what happened to some of the hall deals where like the hall just got fed up with whatever and said, "See you later, no
Right.
more." So that kind of helped kill it. So they got to find a place like the MLB that'll put up with the karate and the fucking,
the kung fu.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember like the first show that I filmed since moving to Alberta for Scoped. It was like 8 bands at like a Strathcona Hall, and it's like the first time I saw False Body. First time I saw
False Body was your first like set you filmed?
No,
Like the first show you filmed though?
I'm trying to remember the full lineup. There's so many bands. Timeside, I think, headlined.
Okay.
False Body was on it. I think Stalagmites played.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dan. There was. Did Cavity open? No, that was a later show. There was just a lot.
Okay.
That
But that was the first one you filmed.
was the first one since
Oh.
moving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I
Yeah.
thought you'd say you were starting
Technically,
here.
the first show that I filmed in Edmonton was The Story So Far and Comeback Kid at the Starlight Room. But I was like so green to filming shows. I messaged JFK. I showed up at the show. He guested me, which was like
Yeah.
very sick. And then he was like, you've played the Starlight, so you
Yeah.
kind of know the setup. I've never filmed.
Was it was it the big room?
It was
Yeah.
the big
okay.
room. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like I was standing and just like holding my camera up the whole time.
It's like a 6-foot stage.
You don't want to. Well, you can stage dive off of that, but not in a horseshoe
yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
hardcore show scenario. So, but yeah, I haven't filmed since then. I filmed at Temple many a times, but yeah. You guys played the big room.
Yeah, not us though. We were
Well-
like opening for Calling All Captains.
That's still playing.
It was fucking wild, man. Like I can't. They oversold it. So that room where they open up the door to go into Temple, they had to
Yeah.
open it because they had
Really?
too many people. Yeah, and they delayed whatever was going on in that part of the room. But it was cool. Not my favorite.
Yeah, that's fair.
Too like
Was that the
people
most
are.
amount of people that you played to?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it was probably over 600.
Yeah. I remember when Endgame, we played, I guess, direct support to
Comeback Kid.
to Calling All Captains.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it was like, there's a lot of people here, but no one is listening to any
No.
of these much calls.
Nobody
that I'm
cares.
uttering. But yeah, we did open for Comeback Kid, and that was fun. Did you know that I unintentionally recreated a photo?
Yes,
Yeah.
I listen.
Yeah,
It was some beer thing, wasn't it?
yeah. So Comeback Kid was playing. I can't remember the bill. It was in Winnipeg, and this is so interesting how things play out. This is early days of Scoped. Memory card like runs up, and I got nothing else, and it's
Rookie
in
move.
the middle of Wake the Dead
Oh,
during the
fuck.
closer.
Yeah. Oh, right. And then you
Yeah.
hand off the camera.
I didn't even hand it off. I just put it down. Fucking stage dive, and then it's like the big last chorus part, and I put my fists up. Very talented photographer from Winnipeg named Joey captured that photo, and then that was used multiple times
Yeah,
for tour
yeah.
announcements. People would always like
Yeah.
send it to me, and then they put it on the beer, and then I had Andrew or Goose
Yes. Oh,
on,
and you
and
bev
I
checked the beer.
I bev checked the beer with me and him on it.
It's a
And he's like, "That's you."
it's quite the empire you've built here.
It's a lot of hardcore lore in that. And then when we played with them, did a very similar thing during Wake the Dead. I didn't do the because I can't replicate the same.
Yeah.
motion. But
You were also much younger.
yes, that's true. But I haven't. Yeah, that's crazy. Chris, this has been really fun.
Yep.
Anything you want to shout out or plug?
I got big things coming soon.
That's the title of this episode. Big two things coming soon. Cheers to you once last time. Enjoy that.
Let's go do some moshing.